The question is, how does a Scrum team plan and prioritize work effectively? Let's leave aside for a moment that the word prioritize is singular rather than plural, because that always triggers me a little bit. But the how do they plan and prioritize? Man, it's actually quite difficult, because it depends on the business. It depends on the organization. Like, what is the business trying to achieve? The work flows from the business, so you need to understand what the business is trying to achieve. What are their goals? Where are they going? And then align the work towards those goals and outcomes, and how they might actually do it. They might do sizing, right? I'm trying to avoid the E word, right? The estimation word. They might do some form of sizing, right? We want to figure out how big some of these things are, because that's going to impact on the ROI of the item. They need to understand, well, how valuable is this item, which is a bigger problem, because now the business needs to understand what value is, right? Which is a whole bigger problem for the product owner. And once you kind of understand how much value there is, and you understand how big things are, you also probably want to understand how much risk is involved in this item. And with all of that information, then we can start to figure out like value minus risk divided by size. There's a poor man's order of your product backlog, right? There's a first order, and then you could nuance it from there. But the reality is that I really don't expect people to have that many things in their product backlog. The one of the most important things that folks can do to help plan and prioritize the work is not have so much crap to plan and prioritize, right? If you've got 5,000 things in your product backlog, it's not a product backlog, it's a dumping ground, right? There's no 5,000 things that the product owner and the Scrum team and the stakeholders can actually understand what is in there and what this thing is. They would need to remove as many of those things as possible, get rid of the I don't know, the stuff that's just getting, why is there so many weeds in the way to try and find the value that you need to deliver? The best product backlogs are small. The best product backlogs are probably looking 2 or 3 sprints into the future. Maybe a little bit more if you're a large organization, but the further out into the future you look, the kind of higher level the item is, therefore it's less granular and there's less detail, i.e. less weeds, right? Because it's a big thing. It's a tree rather than being a plant that you can go deal with and move around. And I think that de-scaling, de-escalation, removing as much as possible so that they can focus. They can focus on the things that they're trying to create. What is the business trying to achieve? Select the things that go towards that, achieving that business goal, and iterate, right? Need to be collecting data and looking at, are we actually being successful? One of the key pieces to planning and prioritization is, are we even working on the right thing? And how do you know if you're working on the right thing if you have collected no data to understand how your customers are using it, what your customers want? You're building features. Are they still being used by your customers? Should you be removing stuff from your product instead of adding it? I think it all comes down to a mass of data analysis and understanding of what it is that you're trying to achieve. So merging those long-term goals of the business with the short-term goals of the product and the data to back it up, to validate your hypothesis, right? Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, follow, and subscribe. I always reply to comments, and if you want to have a chat about this or anything else Agile, Scrum, or DevOps, then please book a coffee with me through NKD Agility.